Hey guys, this is Excellent the Maths Doctor and welcome to my YouTube channel. So today I thought there are another very interesting maths video and relevant analytical geometry. You are taking a this drawing, like what drawing yeki. You're no longer to answer the question based on your regular question yamatomoshi. But before we can answer any questions, I level statement say longer what's going on in the diagram again. Okay? This is the statement. The statement tells us what in the diagram below, the coordinates of A, B, and C are given. Then where AC is parallel to DE and CEB is a straight line. D is the midpoint of AB. So our level diagram here, okay. Number one, they talked about the coordinates that we have and get A, B, and C. Then they also talked about parallel lines. Where AC is parallel to DE. There are arrows to show that the two lines are parallel. And they say D is the midpoint. That's why you can see AD is equal to what? To DB using these lines because D is midpoint. And our straight line here CEB sure. Then let's answer the question. The question says we must determine the length of AB. AB and get this side. So just calculate length. Okay, first of all, what is the formula length we need to use? Okay. If we want to calculate the length of AB, the formula where AB is equal to the square root of x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 y2 minus y1 squared. So this is the formula of calculator the length. So x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. x1, x2, y1, y2. Each one where do they come from? Each one are from the two coordinates that we're going to be using. Partly the line here we're making AB, so it means the recursion coordinate here A here B. So we can label them like this. Okay. This one is x1. This one is y1, and we can label them like this. Then here are x2, y2. Then we're gonna substitute judge. AB equals to the square root of x2 gave in get 12 here. And then the x the ones they represent x the first coordinates. Get x, then tell that again get y. So okay. X2 get 12. Then that minus x1 k 4. So it's about 12 minus 4 then squared plus y2 k negative 4 minus y1 k 4. So we can minus 4 then squared. And if you say 12 minus 4, you're going to get 8. Then 8 squared is equal to 64. So we can write already AB is equal to the square root of 64. Okay, the first answer here, this one again. Then plus negative 4 minus 4 is negative 8. Negative 8 squared is 64. So you come up plus 64. Then if you say the square root of 64 plus 64, let me do it on my calculator. Let's see. The square root of 64 plus 64. Okay, 8 the square root of 2. When we put it in decimal, it over AB is equal to 11, 31 units. Again, it's length. So length we measure it in units. So key units there. Then I just rounded off. I rounded it off to 2 decimal places. So that's the length here AB. You calculate like this. Is very simple, very easy. Then this is question number 1. Then we have question number 2. Let's look at question number 2. This one. This is the second question that we have. Question 2, they want us to determine the coordinates of B. Not B, sorry, it's D. Yeah. Determine the coordinates of D. The midpoint of AB. D is kind of like starting midpoint. Let me go back. This is D here. So D is the midpoint of AB. We're supposed to determine the coordinates. We already know what more D. D is actually on the x-axis, meaning what it's like a type of x-intercept, but we are going to calculate it in a certain way. Since it's the midpoint, then we're going to calculate it using the formula midpoint. How so? Okay, the formula midpoint, let me write it down. Okay, the formula midpoint, we're going to say D, and then we say x1 plus x2 divided by 2. This is the formula midpoint. Then y1 plus y2 divided by 2. Like this. So our y1, x1, which points do represent the x1 need the x1, need y1 need the x2 more. Okay, D is the midpoint here, A, B. So what are they? We're gonna use point A and point B to calculate the midpoint. Because midpoint here the 2 points. Here this line here. So meaning we're gonna do this one x1 plus x2 and that. So it's over 4 plus 12. That's number one. 4 plus 12 divided by 2. Okay? Then, bar y1 plus y2. y1, y2. So, okay, 4 plus negative 4. 4 plus negative 4. Then divided by 2. Like this. 4 plus 12, if you add, then you're going to get 16. Then 16 divided by 2, the answer will be 8. Okay? Yes. Then from there, you say 4 plus negative. Okay, this one they will cancel and it will be 0. Because if you say, okay, let me do like this. If you multiply our positive times negative, you're going to get a negative. So you're equal to 4 minus 4, which is 0. Then 0 over 2 is what? It's 0. So it means that the answer here is going to be 0. Like I said, it's on the x-axis, then it makes sense. Or y, the y is 0. Okay? So these are the coordinates of D. Very simple. Very, very easy. Then we have some more questions here. Let's look at question 3. Question 3, they want the equation of what? Of DE. The equation of DE. Where is DE? This is DE. DE is the line that is parallel to AB, remember? I mean AC, not AB, AC. So D is parallel to AC. So if they want the equation, first of all, let's look at our standard equation. What should it look like? So if they want the equation and the DE, remember, is a straight line, it means that the standard equation is over y equals mx plus c. This is the standard equation of a straight line. Okay, if you're going to write the equation, one thing you must know, you only require to know two things, only two things. The equation of something, you need to ultimate the gradient, which is m, as well as c, which is the y-intercept. These two, they have name m, gradient, c, y-intercept. Then the x and the y, you don't substitute anything there. So for m, how can we calculate the gradient? Let's see. We have a formula to calculate gradient, Mara. For gradient, we are going to need at least 2 points that we know. We already know already the coordinates, we just calculated them now, 8 and 0. But we don't know E. So it means that for midpoint, we cannot necessarily use the 2 points, the line that we are looking for, the equation for. So it means that we're going to have to use other points, they correspond to these ones anyway. For example, calculator gradient, DE using AC. Why do we use AC? Because they said AC is parallel to what? To DE. Meaning that the gradient of AC is equal to the gradient of DE. That one you must never forget. Lines that are parallel, they have the same gradient. So if we calculate the gradient of this one, because we know this point and this point, then we can equate that gradient to this one. Because the lines are parallel to each other, they have the same gradient. Okay, the coordinates of A is 4, 4, C is negative 1 and negative 4. Let's do this. Okay, the coordinates of A is 4, 4, then C is negative 1 and 4, as we saw in the picture there. Then for gradient, you calculate it like this. You just say M is the gradient of AC, M means gradient, don't forget. You say y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. So with this is x1, y1, x2, y2. So we can say gradient of AC is equal to y2 is negative 4 minus y1 is 4. Then over x2 is negative 1 there, minus x1 is 4. Negative 4 minus 4 is negative 8. Divided by negative 1 minus 4 is negative 5. Negative divided by negative, it will give us positive because we are dividing the same sign. So it will be positive 8 over 5, like this. So this is the gradient of the equation. Then we are done with gradient. Then also times C. When we find C, then we are done. How are we going to find C? Simple. C, we're going to look at it in this way. Okay, then we can say Just to conclude, remember here, like we are calculating the gradient of AC. So we can say the gradient of DE, the line that the equation of your line is equal to what? To the gradient of AC, because they are parallel lines, which is 8 over 5. 8 over 5. Then from here, okay, what let us see how are we going to calculate it now. We're going to look at, okay, see, to calculate it, we can just substitute the coordinates at D. The coordinates at D is 8 and 0. Remember, we calculate it here. 8 and 0, these are the coordinates of D. So if we use the coordinates of D, we can be able to calculate C. Let me go back to where we are answering. Okay, coordinates of D, 8 and 0. So we're gonna say more y is equal to mx plus c. Remember, the last coordinate here, it represents y, then this one represents x. Okay, so more y, we're gonna write 0, then we say equals to our m, we say is 8 over 5. Then our x is what? It's 8 here, then plus c. Right. Okay, from here we just multiply. 8 times 8 is 64, so it's gonna be 64 over 5. That one. 8, just multiply 8 times 8, 64 over 5 plus c. Meaning what c is equal to what? You just take 64 over 5, you bring it to the other side, then you change the sign, it becomes negative 64 over 5. Then this side we are left with c. And you take this one, you bring it to this side, it becomes negative, then you are left with c on one side, meaning that c is equal to what? To negative 64 over 5. Then you can therefore conclude what your equation is going to be like this. Therefore your equation is going to be y. I said you only need m and c, so you substitute m and c only. M is 8 over 5, then x plus, c is negative, so it's going to be minus 64 over 5. Then this is your equation, you're done. Very simple. Calculate m using the coordinates of what? Of AC, because Q9 is parallel to DE, the line that we are looking for. We are looking for the equation. Then of it, we are calculating C by substituting the equations that D, which are 8 and 0. Then you're done. Very, very simple, guys. I hope this was a very productive and fruitful session for you, and I hope you really enjoyed it. So that's how you deal with analytical geometry questions, just like that. Very simple. You just use the formulas what you need to calculate the coordinates what they are needed. Because analytical geometry, you must be sure that they give you a question to calculate the coordinates of something or the equation of something. I'm just showing you like one random things that usually come analytical geometry. Then I can say that's all for today's video, guys. It's analytical geometry. Don't forget, I hope it was helpful for you. And again, if you're interested in increasing your knowledge in terms of maths, any topic not just only a few topics, like in terms of all the topics they are there in mathematics. If you want to increase your knowledge, just contact my number 081-703-1197. Then you'll be able to get your assistance. Thank you.